Hey everybody, Chris Desano here on a Sunday night from my master bedroom, which isn't really the place that you'd normally think you'd be interviewing one of the guys from the Rhody Rams. But hey, we're all in different places these days. So happy to be joined by DeVale DJ Johnson, 6'7", rising junior wing. DJ, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for taking a few minutes, to chat about sort of your journey and what you can bring to the club this year, and just get fans sort of up to speed, on who you are. I think sometimes, when obviously you transition to a new school and you're sitting out and fans don't get to see you on the court, they don't see you in press conferences as much. I think it's really important that they still know that you've been putting in the work and the time, really getting after it in practice, and are excited about this year contributing. So before we get into the on-court stuff, I just want to ask you, can you give fans a little bit of background about your family, maybe some interesting facts about you, where you're from, and how you got here to Rhody?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Started basketball late, organized basketball late, and it was tough because, as a senior in high school, playing basketball, varsity for first year, it was a lot of emotions. And then transitioning, going to JUCO, just having 1 year somewhere, it was just always tough to do. So just being at Rhode Island, sitting out again, it made me think and just realize I had to get better, I just wanted to improve.
David Cox has talked a lot about that, about how you really didn't sit. Just to help fans understand, when did you really start playing? It was senior year, basically, that you decided you were going to go out? What motivated you at that point to go for it?
I say, it was my senior year in high school, just that summer, the summer before my senior year, I played ball a lot, like that whole summer.
Okay.
I was in tournaments, at workouts. I remember I went to a workout. It was at Terminal 23. I didn't even know what that gym was or nothing. So
yeah.
I was in there, getting up shots, playing, working out. We did a couple of runs, and I was just looking good. People was just telling me, what school you go to?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. That's when I didn't have no decision. So coming into my senior year in high school, it was a lot let's say my emotions got the best of me. Mm-hmm. Everything, it was my first year, so everything was getting in my head. I didn't really know a lot.
Okay.
It was just a desire for me to want to win. Just go anywhere, just want to win.
Yeah. And so when you say emotions get the best of you, how so? You just didn't necessarily know how to channel that competitiveness, or what were you going through?
Yeah, I feel like I just didn't know how to channel the competitiveness. I didn't know if it was aggressively towards me or just because of the game of basketball. I always thought everything was aggressively towards me,
Okay. Yeah, so that's great. So you went through some of those that's not great at the time you're doing it, but, looking back on it now, to go through those types of trials, understand a little bit more, helped your game grow,
Yeah.
When did you make the decision to go to junior college, and then maybe take folks through how you ended up at Williston State?
To be honest, it was never in my mind. I didn't really know. I never knew about junior college. So everybody was saying, just go to prep. I'm like, nah, that's not, I don't really want to do that. Then my coach was telling me, he said, at this junior college, it's in Mexico, they have connections to D1s, a lot of D1s. Because when I was coming out of high school, I had D1s, but I never took my SAT.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
And then, so I was ineligible, basically, for D1.
Yeah, so that was a way to be a springboard for you, both in terms of basketball and academics. Go there. Yeah. As far as that experience, what was it like for you just heading out, 3/4 of the way across the country?
It was a good experience. I learned a lot. Met a couple. You realize, when you go away, especially to environments like that, you meet good people. It was a lot. I ran into a lot of great coaches that I played for.
That's awesome. How did your game grow when you were out there? I mean, obviously, it probably grew in many ways because you'd only been playing organized ball for a couple of years. But maybe what are some of the main ways you saw it grow in your time out there?
I just didn't have confidence. I feel like I built more confidence than what I had.
And I just used the term growth to describe your game. What about physically? Did you add any height out there as well? What were you coming out of high school, and or were you always around this height coming out of high school?
Yeah, I was around this height coming out of high school too.
Okay. All right. Yeah, me too, man. And I stayed 5'11" for like the next 25 years. Anyway, so sitting out last year as you made the transition, to Division I ball, what was really helpful to you in terms of the learning process of being on the bench and getting to take the game in from that vantage point?
The biggest advantage is just watching and learning, just watching everything, watching the game, watching the speed of the game, watching how you're supposed to guard your opponent on defense, how to break down your opponent, like what's your opponent's weakness. They most importantly, the emotions, what comes with the games, So just sitting out, I'm just watching all that. I'm just learning everything from my teammates, from my coaches, just sitting and watching. I feel like that was like the best learning experience ever. Like that's probably the best thing ever to do, just to sit and watch anything before you get into it.
What about, I think that's a terrific answer. What about the scouts? I mean, had you ever seen scouting reports as detailed as that? And what was it like just soaking that all up and digging into those?
The scouts was very detailed. Like that was something on a Division I level. I never expected the scouts to be like that, because it's like your scouts like your homework. Because you got an upcoming game, study.
Yep.
You can say the game is basically like the test. That's test day, exam day.
That's exam day.
Coach giving a scout, study this person, get in the gym. You got to be ready. You always say that, ready. Just always be ready. If you study and scout, if you know the scout, then you're ready.
Well, luckily last year for you was like auditing classes where you never had to take the final exams with the scouts. Now you'll be out there getting the test, on a couple times a week basis. So that'll be great. What about the Atlantic 10? What were your observations about like Atlantic 10 ball and the brand of basketball played in the league?
Atlantic 10 ball, it's a great league. A lot of great players. You see, a lot of pros is in this conference. Everyone, we want to make a name for ourselves and hoop. That's mainly it. Hoop. Everybody just want to hoop. Man.
When you guys were going through that 10-game winning streak last year, what did it feel like to be in that huddle?
I felt happiness. Well, with winning, it comes happiness. So I felt everybody happy.
Yep.
That 10-game win streak, we was together every day. We battled hard. Bodies sore. Our bodies were sore. After that, once we went on the 10-game win streak, we just like, yo, come on, we got to fix it up. The energy had to get better. It was all about just being prepared. So we prepared ourselves every game, every practice.
Yeah, it's important. Let's shift the lens back to you and your game a little bit. Obviously, you've got height, you've got versatility. Your build as a sharpshooter coming in, you shot about 43% from three-point range, at junior college. What allows you to succeed on that side of the ball, particularly with your shooting? Is that something that just when you started really picking up a ball and getting serious about it, you just kind of discovered, holy moly, man, I can really shoot, the eyes out of this thing? Or is it just reps, both? How did it develop for you?
I say develop with reps, just get into my spots.
Yep.
Just whatever spot and just raise up and shoot. That's just how I just been doing it all my life. My grandfather, he taught me that. He just shoot. He always say, just shoot. Get to your spot, raise up, shoot. Ain't nobody gonna block it. I'm tall.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we won't go into where your spots are right now because that'll end up on somebody's scouting report. So we'll leave that off for a little bit and let opponents try to figure it out on their own. But what about your length on defense in terms of your ability to defend multiple positions? What have you been working on that side of the ball?
Moving my feet faster.
Okay.
Beating the defenders to their spots. Just being there before them. And just sitting in the stands for a long time.
Yeah. In terms of and obviously that goes back to the scout and what you were saying too, because you're going to be able to beat guys to their spots if you understand what their tendencies are and where they're trying to go, right? So
yeah.
just being dialed in on the scout will help. I took a look back at your JUCO stats, and you averaged like almost 9 boards a game there.
Yeah.
What is that? Just an innate ability in terms of anticipating and tracking, or I'm sure you pride yourself, in terms of getting after it on the glass, but just help fans understand how, you've been so successful, doing that.
Just learning who shoots the ball, just learning like what's the spots where they miss where it goes. So I just try to get to their spot, say if one of my teammates supposed to shot up and I know he gonna miss, get to that side with the ball, grab it, just be secure with it.
Yep. Well, like you said, I mean, sometimes just getting after it and hooping is what it's about. And you got a knack for it. You're going to go chase it and find it. I talked to Jeremy Shepard just a little while ago, and I want to ask you the same question because I put it against him, and I said, Jeremy, tell me a little bit about DJ because you guys, you went through this sort of redshirt year together. So he said nice things, man. So, I just want to let you know that up front. But maybe describe for fans what you think Jeremy's going to bring to the table for this team.
Jeremy, he break everything. He like an all-around player. Like he got the handles, the IQ. He's a smart point guard. He can shoot it. He can drive it. Defense. It's like he does everything. So he gonna bring a lot of energy, he gonna bring a lot of oohs and ahs to the crowd too. Like it's gonna be a lot of that. But he, as a leader, Jeremy, he's older, so he brings, like he teaches us a lot. Teaches me. I learn a lot from him.
That's great. How do you think he and Fats will complement each other?
Yeah, that's gonna be different. Like him and Fats on the court. That's just so much.
That's a lot of speed.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of speed, a lot of passes.
Yep. And one of the things he was saying is that guys like you, from a spacing the floor perspective, are really going to help too, because those guys will have seams and to operate in and take people off the bounce, and then there'll be guys like you that are ready to convert from outside. So it seems like that dynamic of spacing. Jeremy thought, and thinks that the outside shooting is really going to improve this year. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's going to improve like a lot. Very great. Like it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to shift gears a little bit, but a couple months back, I did an interview with TJ Buchanan, and I asked him. I said, TJ, for each guy on the team, can you just name one word to describe the guy? And for you, I said, what about DJ? And he said, Brooklyn, right? So the Brooklyn brand, what does TJ mean by that? What do you think he means by that? Maybe he doesn't even know what he means, and you got to educate him. But what is the Brooklyn brand?
Oh, no, you got to ask him.
I did. He couldn't say anything more than that,
No.
All right. What about your thoughts about being part of the Rhode Island program generally and playing for Coach Cox? Maybe just describe, what it's been like to get in the mix for a year and, what his style is and what you've learned from him and his assistants.
Just being a part of the Rhode Island program is, that's like, you got to be gifted for that, Mm-hmm. It's a blessing because not everybody gets to do what I'm doing, being a part of a program with people that care, being in a Division I college, competing. So it's still a wonderful experience. It's a lot. Coach Cox and the coaches, I learned a lot from them. They always tell me my rights from my wrongs. Like no matter what, they give me their opinion. They always tell the truth. They don't mind like telling it to your face, letting you know what it is, because they care about us a lot. We men, we all men. So So I feel like they're like father figures for us. Teachers, leaders, like people that I look up to.
That's great, and obviously it's to your point, it's just it just engenders trust and respect. When somebody can tell it to you straight, and they have your best interest in mind. That's all anybody wants to hear is just clear communication. I don't even know if we talked about this at the top. I know we talked about it before we went live on the recording, but it's the most important thing. How are you doing health-wise? How's your family? Obviously, these are crazy times, but what's going on that front? I would be remiss if I didn't ask that.
Health-wise, I'm doing good. Me and my family, we're doing good. We just staying safe, staying healthy. You know, eating a lot. Just trying to put on pounds while we in lockdown now.
It's a good thing I'm not in your house, man, because I don't need to put any more pounds on. So that's fine. I'll leave that to you, young bucks. You know, but that's good. But everybody's healthy. Things are well.
Yeah, everyone's healthy. You know, everyone's just ready for me. You know, just to get back to what I love doing.
How have you been trying to develop, your game given the current constraints, right, and inability to get to certain places? Have you been able to get shots up at the same clip? Like, what have you been trying to do strength and conditioning wise? What's going on?
Strength and conditioning wise, I work out. You know, we got the team building app for all of us on the Rhode Island men's basketball team. So it's just stuff you can do at home. Nothing too much. I've just been dribbling the basketball. They took down the rims in New York, so
yeah,
we can't go to no outside parks. Gyms closed, so I haven't shot in so long, since I left school. So
that's crazy.
I might be a new person when I come back.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, assuming things start to ease, what's your plan? When do you want to get back to school? Are you going to try to get back as soon as possible, or where's your head at there?
Yeah, I want to get back as soon as possible.
Yep.
Just get my mind focused this season because I know I got to play. So, there's big things coming up this season. It's a lot of, this setback. So there's going to be a lot on the floor this season, a lot of emotions, and it's going to be a lot. I got to be prepared for that.
We'll probably talk before you get out there for the first time, but we'll go here right now anyway, just for a minute. What's it going to be like for you to be able to get back out there in a live game, and put Keaney Blue on?
It's going to be like a new breath of fresh air. Just to, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, like, so much. It's going to be a happy feeling. It's going to be great, but, we still gonna put in this work, and it's going to be a show going on every night.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you one more. I asked a similar question to Jeremy when we spoke, and that is, in terms of talking with teammates, how often are you talking with those guys right now? And, everybody doing well? What are they up to?
Yeah, I talked to Jeremy. I talked to Jeremy a couple of times. Talked to Antoine, Jermaine, almost everybody. Malik, Ish, Trez, Makai. We all talk just to hit them. Yo, hey, what's up? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Y'all getting,
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time, to get Rhody fans up to speed a little bit on who you are, your journey, what you're looking to bring this year, all the work you're putting in. And I just wish you the best of luck. Obviously, stay in good health. Wish good health for you and your family and your friends. But best of luck, and looking forward to getting you up here in Kingston soon.
All right. Thank you.